बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कि आपने आज मुझे इनवाइट किया। सबसे पहले मैं प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर साहब के बारे में कहना चाहता हूँ that he has been here very kind to be with us in mathematics department. We all remember that mathematics has always been very close to his heart, and he is the founder, rector of Concept University, Islamabad, and he has built this elite institute in Pakistan, which is right on the top of few universities in Pakistan, and for that we are very grateful to him that he has provided the platform to us and to the people of Pakistan and the students of Pakistan, and not only in the subject of mathematics, for which we are personally grateful to him, but for all the disciplines in Pakistan. We are very, very grateful to him for his great contribution in building up this great institution in Pakistan. I also thank Dr. Islam that he has provided me this opportunity. Dr. Sahel, who has been asking me many times that are you coming, and I said okay. You see, I belong to this institution. I have spent my wonderful days and the years, a very, very honorable life of my time which I have spent over here, and this is my great love and opportunity that I'll be with you this morning. You see, Dr. Sohail and Shamsul Islam, he told me that as we have got a great association and we have been with Professor Dr. Ghori all these years, therefore if we could speak something about him. So I said that I'll be more than pleased to do that. This is not something I'll be talking about this great mathematician, the great personality, a great human being, but this will be an honor for me to do that. So in this spirit we have been, you see over here in the morning, and naturally the next will be our talk with the alumni, which will be speaking to the students and to the faculty about the AI. And you see, we also welcome that he has been over here while visiting Pakistan, that he thought that it is better to be at his place from where he has graduated and he has achieved this. My affiliation and my association goes back with Professor Dr. q.k.ghori. Before I got admission at Islamabad University, it was then Islamabad University. Later on it was called as the Quaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad. And I remember it was the year 1969. It was the year 1969, and we have just appeared for our MSc examination at Punjab University, and that was perhaps the last few days of in the university, because we have already appeared in the examination, and that was the end of our MSc program at Lahore, and we wanted to go back to and waiting for the result. And we stayed a few days more in Lahore. A few friends of us that perhaps that will be going for good from this place. And there was a cricket match, a test match in Lahore, and they said that before going back home, that we'll be having the cricket match. So there was no, program of us. We came out of the hostel and we were passing through our department, and we saw that a few people, when the classes were over, the examination was over, and a few people, a few students, our colleagues, they were sitting in the classroom and they were trying to do something. We just inquired about it, that what's this going on. Somebody told us that there is a university at Islamabad which is named at Islamabad University, and they have got an MPhil program there, and it is MPhil admission test that is being conducted at this place. And so how come, you see, we just inquired how come this? I said this was advertised and the people have applied for it and they are appearing for this examination and this. So we never applied for this. And one of us, you see, went upstairs. You see, the classes were downstairs and the teachers' offices were the upstairs. We went there, and you see, one of us said that who is conducting this examination? And somebody told us that this is Professor Dr. q.k.ghori that was come from Islamabad for this purpose. And you see, we were 2 or 3, you see, at that time. The rest were not interested. We 2-3 persons went inside. We found Professor Dr. Ghori, can we talk to you? And he was so pleasantly surprised that yes, you can very well. And said that we didn't apply this, but we have missed applying over here. Can we appear in the examination? Because why not? Surely that you can invite. And you see, that was my first encounter with Professor Dr. q.k.ghori before even applying for MPhil at Islamabad University. Anyhow, that he allowed us, he came with us downstairs, we sat over there. You see, 10 or 15 minutes have already passed when it happened to be that we happened to be over there. And you see, the cutting the short, we appeared for this, and after about 2 or 3 months, we received a letter. And I am from Gujarat, so I was at Gujarat, and we received a letter that you just reported at the university and that you have been admitted subject to your passing of MSc examination in first division, because the result was not yet announced by the Punjab University. Anyhow, that was our first encounter, and then we, according to that timetable, we reached, we were 7 persons who came to the mathematics department at this. We didn't know that how many and which are selected. Naturally, we were all at home, and we were not. And at that time, the timing which was given, that was in the satellite town, Rawalpindi. Mathematics department was working there. That was a site university over there. It was not a permanent campus which was built at the present campus. So we were 7, and we found that how many? 5 were from our class fellows from this, one was from Peshawar, one was from Bahawalpur, and we decided, and again that was my second encounter with Professor Ghori, that you see, that we met him, that we have come over here and to join, and was so affectionate, and he was so affectionate that we had a 1 hour of our conversation at the ground of that building, of that koti which we were placed over there, that should we join, shouldn't we join, what is this MPhil program, what is this about, and all that. And we were 50-50, should we join it or we shouldn't join? Enough is enough, we have done our MSc program, and let us call it a day. That, you see, when we went to the Professor Ghori, and we were so convinced that all of us decided that we are going along with this program without knowing what are the consequences, what are, you see, just for the personality which, impressed us so much that there is something great we are going to get over here. Anyhow, we got the admission. So these were a few first encounters with Professor Ghori, which has got a very lasting impact. You see, at such a senior stage, you know that I have turned 78 2 days back. So I vividly remember all these things. I am not prepared for this, that I am going to see. This has been in my brain as if entrenched. And so what is that all these happening, those great people, those who influence the people with the vision without noticing that what you are getting from those great people, and that it becomes the turning point for your life, that becomes the turning point of your future, that becomes the turning point of your career, that becomes the turning point of your personalities and all that. These are the things which are influence the people with the great vision, the people with the great and impeccable character, and with their personality and all that. They influence the society, they influence where they are, they influence and they keep and they leave the legacy for the rest of the people to follow and to make the benchmark of the people. We are very, proud of that we have learned from those people. Naturally, we cannot match those people. Those were our mentors. They were our something who have started the situation, which are the pioneering, which are the founding fathers of this, which laid down the very strong traditions and culture and the principles which were laid by those people in the university and all that. And you remember that the legacy of those people who started this. Still, the Qaeda University is considered to be the most elite university of Pakistan, and the credit goes to whom? Those that who have made this. They made it possible. And I should not be, we miss this point. We are sitting at this concept university. We should pay tribute and praise for Junaid Zaidi Sahab for building up, laying the foundation of this institution, laying the foundation of this great institution. We have been benefited. Our friend is now sitting over here. We are all sitting over here. We are trying to contribute in that. We have got the platform to do that. We have got the pattern. We got the recognition from our concept university, and the concept university now is supposed to be the best. And let us pay tribute and a lot of appreciation, much more than we can say in words, to Professor Dr. Junaid Zaidi, that who has established this. Now I'm just making this, all these big people and the principles for which the things have been made, which have been, we are just trying to keep those legacies. We are just trying to keep that legacies. The time has changed. The time has changed. The values have changed. The academics have changed, and all these things are changed. And we are trying to hold up to those principles, the highest principles by which the departments are established, by which the institutions are established. And this, in keeping this, there should be definitely the oral history also. That is very important. I am very grateful, and all of us should be grateful on this, that they have, whatever the idea is, the ideas of, paying tribute to Professor q.k.ghori. You can find many things in the archives of mathematics department at the Qaeda University, or at the Concept University or Qaeda University. What are the achievement of Professor Dr. q.k.ghori? But that is the part of the whole story. You can write it in the history book, but that will be the part of the story. The part of the story is the oral history, which is left, which is not written in the history books and all that. And those oral histories, those are very important. And I must say that those oral histories, which are very important, this gives you a complete reflection. This is like a picture which is being, that is a pen picture or the pen character of the person, the great personality for which you can talk, which you can share your feelings. And this is something as if we are looking up at the documentary of the great personalities. And I must say that is what was a very good initiative of saying a few things. And I am very fortunate to say something before we all die and vanish and all that, to share our experiences, sharing the experience, not only the personal experiences, but the experience which makes the difference to the society, which make a change to the society, those experiences and how those people who were here with us, and you see, we can pay a right tribute to those people. This is what we are trying to look up at here. Then you see, later on, after doing that, we became and you see, some my personal incidents, not my personal incidents, there is a meaning to that. There is a lesson to that. There is a whole philosophy in that. You see, I completed my MPhil from here. And you see, incidentally, I stood second in the class of 7. And it was at that time, now we realize that there is a great hype and the university is meant for something. This is an elite university with a purpose. And what was the purpose? That there should be a university. This was established by Ayub Khan, with the purpose that there should be a university in Pakistan which should be comparable to the rest of the people, to the rest of the universities in the world. With this we understood that what is the theme of the university in the 1 year we spent over here. And after 1 year, and with the influence of our teachers, and that was during our MPhil, this was only Professor Dr. q.k.ghori, that who was the dean of the faculty also, and he was, you see, having all the affairs, academic affairs and the other administrative affairs, and having a very strong personality, and in the university, everything. And at that time, at the end of the day, we all inspired about that we should join our PhD program. This is something very special. This is something very special. We should now go ahead. The people who were reluctant to join an MPhil program, they were keen, all of them were keen to do their PhD from this place. At those times, it was not a very popular and it was not very known to many people that there is a university, and the PhD program has also started in Pakistan, and with this with the Islamabad, the then Islamabad University. Anyhow, I came as second in that, and there was Tufail Naseem, our colleague, and he was first and I was second, and then followed. We were the 7 at that time. At the end of the MPhil program, Professor Dr. Ghori called Tufail Naseem, and he said that you will join a PhD student under my supervision, and that's it. And that was only one. You see that he will join over here. Okay, good enough? And you shouldn't go back after the result. You shouldn't go back to your home. You just continue with me at the university, and there will be 15 or 20 days later on, there will be Advanced Studies and Research Board, and then you will be my student over there. Okay, good luck to the Naseem, and we went back to our homes. After 7 or 10 days, I received a telegraphic message from the Naseem that you may come to the university. There is a possibility of a PhD for you as well, being second in position. Okay, I just immediately, with great enthusiasm, with a great hope, I immediately came. At that time, the university was at the satellite town Rawalpindi. You see, I want to tell you something, you see, not my personal narrative. These are not my personal narrative. There is something deep inside over here, so that we can inspire our young generation. We can inspire the people who are sitting over here, those who are making their careers, and they are going in that. So I came over here. The next day it was the Advanced Studies and Research Board, and I was told by Chaudhry Muhammad Hussain late that you also apply for your PhD program. You see, it went into the Advanced Studies and Research Board meeting. You see, many 5 or 7 students were taken into a PhD program. Only one from Mathematics Department of Naseem, under the supervision of Professor Dr. q.k.ghori, and there was slight that who would be another. There were only 3 or 4 people at that time at the Department of Mathematics. One was Professor q.k.ghori, who was the dean also, and he was the professor in charge of the department. There was a Professor Sardar. He was functional analysis person, and he was from Bangladesh. There was a Dr. Chaudhry Muhammad Hussain Saab. He came from Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission, and if I'm remembering correctly, these were the 3 people. And when you see my case was submitted over there, in the meantime, when we left and we go back to our home, another professor who was from a physics department, and he went for a PhD, he was Professor M.A. Rashid. And in the meantime, he joined as a professor in the Department of Mathematics in our absence. In our absence, he joined, never saw him. The discussion was in the Advanced Studies and Research Board. Tufail Naseem was taken as a PhD student with Professor Ghori Saab. And you see, I was also called and then said, who is going to supervise him? And actually the question is, the PhD is all about the supervisor, that who is going to supervise him. Somebody said something, with all my respect to my colleague Chaudhry Muhammad Hussain Saab, and there was some reluctancy on the part of the Advanced Studies and Research Board for that. In the meantime, Professor Munir Rashid was also sitting in that meeting. I never saw him. He never saw me at that time, you see, and he was sitting over there. Somebody, Professor Raziuddin Siddiqui, the founding Vice Chancellor of Quaid-e-Azam University. And I must praise him also, and this is the occasion. We are talking about the oral history. Therefore, the oral history demands that all the great people should be talked about. They should be, the nation should know that, who are our heroes, who have made and you see made the groundwork for the academics in Pakistan. Who are the people who have made us to this in the 78 years of this? And he was Professor Raziuddin Siddiqui. Professor Raziuddin Siddiqui and Professor Ghori asked that recently Professor Munir Ahmed Rashid has joined as a professor. Why not give him this boy to Professor Munir Ahmed Rashid? Professor Munir Ahmed Rashid told that, you see, I haven't, taught this boy. I do not know about his caliber and all that. Then it is not possible for me to accept this great responsibility. At that time, please mind it, I am making a certain few, underlying factors, underscoring something also. At that time, taking a PhD student was a huge responsibility. At that time and space we are talking about, it was 1970-71. You see, there was a huge responsibility. The responsibility which the teachers used to take, the responsibility and the commitment which the students used to take, that what is the meaning of that? Why we are going to take up the PhD as our passion or as our career? What does this mean? The people realized a lot. We hope that the people, we are also conscious of this fact, but I say that the things are changing, and the change should be for the betterment, and there should be a more realization how big the responsibility is. मैं भाई ज़्यादा टाइम तो नहीं ले रहा, बस हैं जी, हैं जी, अच्छा, बल्कि उनसे पूछ लेना चाहिए, आपकी फौरन बात कोई कमिटमेंट तो नहीं है, ठीक है। So at that moment, this was Professor Ghori who told, you see, that I do not know this gentleman, that how would he perform and it was Professor Ghori said, our MPhil examination is also an indication of that. You haven't taught him, but our MPhil examination has a meaning to that. And so Professor Munir Ahmed Rashid, I am so grateful to him as a student. you see, that he took me as a PhD student, and now that was the one sentence which made a change for me. Look up at one sentence, that our MPhil examination is also some indication. This one sentence made the entire change in my life, in perhaps, if, you see, in the life of mathematics department at the Qaid-e-Azam University or CSU, with my some humble contribution in that field, which I continued with passion all along. Until now, you see that I am proud of being with you at this point and telling you and sharing my, you see, ideas with you. So this is another my personal encounter, and this was that with Professor. You see, I am just giving you not the statistics of all that. You see, the statistics, how Professor Dr. Ghori, he completed his his MSc from Karachi University, worked for a while at Hyderabad University, went for a PhD in Canada. Very, very rare phenomena in those days. Let us salute the commitment and the dedication of those people, that those inspiration and the optimism they have got for the Pakistan and for the whole understanding of the academics and all that. Let us praise those people. Let us try to realize though. Went for his PhD program, came back as in Hyderabad University. In the meantime, Qaid-e-Azam University was established, and he came in the Qaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad University, as a professor. And he kept his whole career with this Islamabad University rest. A few time that he went to Saudi Arabia. Then he joined GIK Institute, then he joined ComSat University. And you see, I remember that day. You see, all those years we have been in contact at the Qaid-e-Azam University and even at the GIK University. The strong feelings and the bonds and the character and the personality of the person do not let you go lose any time of your life. May it be any time, you see. Then, you see, it was that Professor Ghori Sahab, Dr. Junaid Zaidi, he telephoned me that you know that Professor Ghori has passed away. And said, yes, I know that. I am on way to his home. And Professor Junaid Zaidi Sahab, I think he was coming from Lahore and he was on his journey from Lahore to Islamabad. And you see, we went there and we are proud of, and we feel ourselves very fortunate that on his last journey to his heavenly abode, we were with him. From the day one I told you, when I met Professor Ghori, and the last day we went to the graveyard and we bid a farewell to his last journey in a most humble and a respectable way. These are the impact of the people, you see, those who carry along. You see, I don't know what to see. It will not be that structured naturally. I am talking just what I'm thinking of saying that. A few more words perhaps. I had a few points. Maybe that will be useful for the as we know that he was a great personality, a great human being, a intellectual, a very strong disciplinarian, but with a very passionate. He never harmed anybody with all his strength and power throughout his career. maybe at Qaid-e-Azam University, maybe at CUI, and nobody can say that. He might say his way of reformation was quite impressive. He used to say very strict things, but he never, for the reformation of the, to change the personalities, to change the attitudes of the people. But he never wrote even a single word against anybody whatsoever. And whenever there was a need, as I gave you my personal incidents also. And you know that I was admitted as a lecturer at Qaid-e-Azam University in 1973. And I was a student of Professor M.A. Rashid. And in the selection board, everybody was above. That was only the merit. Those were the principles. Those were the impeccable character of those people. That there was no reflection at all on the academics, on the personal relationships, on things. They were just above all these things. I'm telling these things why? I'm telling these things that we need to do that. That the things are changing and we have to look for the change and for the betterment of all that. And I must say that you should also make a catharsis of yourself, the way we are moving forward, because everything is changing. The values are changing, the academics' interests are changing, the research is changing, everything is changing. And it reminds me a dictate of a Greek philosopher that there is nothing but the change is a permanent thing which always goes on. The change is going on. Change is taking place right now, whatever the time. And there is a beautiful phrase by that historian that he says that no one can ever enter into the same river twice. But the water changes, the sand beneath that changes. You see, the time has changed and all that, and everything is changing. And I request and advise all of you that the change should be for the betterment. The change should be for the betterment. And there should be a strong link between your past and you see those legacies, those honorable moments, and those honorable people you should respect. You should always be a beacon of light from those people. And I would advise them that the people with experience, with age, and the gravity, there should be you should be having amongst yourself many a times. And I will advise you that Professor Dr. Junaid Zaidi, with all his experience and his gravity of his personality, that should be around, and we are grateful for every occasion of mathematics. He is with us. As a rector of the entire university, he has a special feeling for this, and we are again grateful to Junaid Zaidi Sir for being with us this morning. I don't know what to say further. And if time is more, once again you see that I am grateful that you gave me an occasion to speak about such a great personality and to be with you, with the young boys, with our young colleagues and all that, and all the more opportunity for being with Professor Junaid Zaidi at this moment of time. With this, you see, if you have any question whatsoever, that I am, you see, ready to explain that. And with that, God bless. And once again, our great tribute. I am just talking about the personality of that. I'm not giving you that how many publications were there. The people have got influence far above all these things, and which are immense, which you cannot measure in any way. Those are not measurables. And this is the influence of the personalities and the people. And he was a great, no doubt, Ghori Sahib was a great academic, a great teacher, yet to see. I was a student of him at our MPhil program, a great teacher, a great human being, a great personality, and who has both profession and compassion in one personality, and this is Professor q.k.ghori. If I am lacking anything in his putting something on his personality. I even excuse to his very respectable soul also that if I missed something talking about him, which was duly he deserves for that. With this, I take permission, and if there is any question, you see, I may be able to answer. With this, once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Shamas. Thank you, Sahil. Thank you, colleagues. And very, my, you see, we are here. Again, I would like to say, I've just been look up at Professor Junaid Zaidi. I don't find enough, that we have been over here, that we are sitting over here on such a big institution. All praises for him for building up this strong institution for us and for the human generation. Thank you very much.